Jordan Young back here on the program. He's going to be fighting at Bellator 201 on June 29th. Jordan, what's going on, man? How you doing?
What's up, James? How you doing?
I'm doing very well, man. It's good to talk to you again. And if people are looking up your Twitter handle or Instagram or anything like that, they might have some trouble because I know you had to change it because you're no longer J185. You are now moving up to 205 pounds. I got to know, what's the reason for changing weight classes?
Yeah, so, I'm 23 years old. I'm 6'4", and it just became the right decision to make. I had a couple tough cuts, and I'm always a professional. So once it started affecting my ability to be a professional within the sport, then me and my team decided it was best that we move up.
Great. And how much of the timing of just, the light heavyweight division in general was part of that decision, just with the fact we're not seeing a lot of really, up-and-coming prospects in the light heavyweight division? And in my opinion, you're one of the best ones out there.
Yeah, for sure. I appreciate that compliment. Honestly, I think that the 185-pound division is actually moving smoother and a little bit faster than the light heavyweight division right now, with the light heavyweight, with the heavyweight tournament going on, with the light heavyweight champion being in that. I think that 85 would have been smoother, but what I'm trying to say is that 205 was the right move for me, but I don't think that it's moving as smoothly as 85 would have been.
Cool. Other big news since we last talked is you re-upped with Bellator. You locked in a new contract. How does that feel to have a promotion like Bellator really investing in the future with you and, locking you up?
Yeah, it feels real good. I really, with this new contract, I'm happy and I'm settled in. It's 2018, and I felt that they showed me that they were going to invest in me, and it makes it easy for me to focus now on what I have to do, which is just show up and perform.
And I know you haven't fought in a while, and I know you've wanted to get back in there and kind of get on another card, but it was just one of those things, right, where Bellator just has so many cards they have to fill up, they just couldn't find you a spot?
Yeah, I thought that I was going to be in the game a little sooner. I thought that I was going to be fighting around April, but it turned out that it was going to be a few months after that. So I had to adjust and just stay focused and keep my head in the game. But I'm looking forward to getting back out there and not reintroducing myself to fans, but gaining some more fans and putting myself back on the map.
Yeah, and it's a stacked card. Bellator 201, they're really pulling out all the stops for this one. And you got a really good opponent here in Jamal Pogues. He's 4-1. How do you feel like you match up against him here?
Yeah, me and my team like this fight a lot. He is a young guy in terms of how many fights he has in his experience, but he's a big body, and I see that he, has a win over I think the guy was 9-0 his last fight, so I'm sure that he's buzzing and feels like he can come and do the same with me. But I'm looking forward to showing the difference between, my 8-0 and even that guy's 9-0, because if you put me and him in there, the 9-0 guy, I don't even know his name, but, I would beat him too. So I'm going to show Jamal the difference, most definitely.
And I know training camp's going well for you. I talked to one of your teammates, I think it was earlier this week, Rakeem Cleveland, who's got his fight coming up here for PFL. How is, the training partners and just the vibe in the gym right now, just an American Top Team?
It's really good. The vibe is actually super high. Our teammate Colby Covington just went out and added an accolade to our belt collection. So, the energy is really high, and it's always motivating to see the hardware come back into the gym and know, this guy was just working out next to me. So.
Yeah, and I was going to ask you about Colby just because there's a lot that came out of that title fight. First off, I saw a lot of people scoring the fight for RDA. Do you think that's just people who don't like Colby that sort of, felt that RDA did more? Because, Colby was pushing the pace for 5 rounds. I thought he clearly won the fight.
Yeah, I don't know how you would say that RDA won. I felt that RDA was defending most of the fight. I think it was 4-1. I think my scoring was for the fight. But I think it was a shutout for sure. Anybody who's saying otherwise, needs to rewatch the fight.
Yeah, no, and I think, obviously people have mixed opinions of what Colby says and stuff, but, as a teammate of his, are you just, I guess you know him a little bit better outside of all that, just being a guy who works hard in the gym and obviously is there for his teammates.
Yeah, it's all part of the sport. You can't take anything personal. And then, I'm not going to sit here and defend him. His decisions are his decisions. He does what he wants and says what he wants to say, but at the end of the day, I think the original situation that made everybody upset with the whole him calling, saying filthy animals, they were saying some pretty nasty stuff to him in Portuguese as he's making his way out to the cage. So, with all that adrenaline and stuff, I think that was on the lighter end of what he could have said if we're going to think that he's this bigot who's intentionally being trying to hurt people's feelings. He said that, like, come on, I was lighthearted.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. How's the weight cut going? Must be so much nicer not having to cut those extra 15 pounds.
Yeah, I'm right on target. I'm actually ahead of schedule, and it feels really good. People say, like, I bet it's a breeze, but actually, once you move up a weight class, you have to adjust and add size. So it's still the same amount of weight in terms of numbers. What I would be cutting from to make 85 is what I'm still cutting to make 205. But the difference is I have a higher energy level, and my body's responding better to losing weight and not getting stressed out.
You don't have to give me a number, but do you have to cut a lot of weight even to get to 205?
It's around 20 pounds, 20 plus.
Oh, that's not bad at all. Okay.
The heaviest would be like 25. You know what I mean? Maybe just a little bit heavier coming in at the start of camp, but nothing outrageous. I'm not cutting like 35 pounds or anything.
Right. No, I hear you. Who's going to be in your corner for this fight?
So for this fight, I'm going to have my boxing coach, Dr. Polygloves, and I'm also going to have Mike Brown. Normally, I'm going to have my little brother, Colby Weber. He's been in my last few corners. Normally, I would have my other boxing coach, Dia Davis, in the corner as well, but he was scheduled to fight in a boxing match the same night, and then it later got canceled. So I'm not sure. He might still make it, but maybe not.
How's this fight ending on June 29th?
It's going to end with me getting my hand raised, most definitely, but I can see it ending with I could see it ending in the first round, actually, by finish.
If you get this win here, man, you're going to be 9-0, regardless of how it ends, whether it's finish or decision or whatever. I mean, it's going to look good on anyone's resume. Realistically, I know you're a young guy, but how close do you think you are to being in sort of that contender status? Because I mentioned it off the top there, light heavyweight division wide open right now as far as the division and everything else.
Yeah, it's step by step. More so than getting to the top of the division, my first step or next step with Bellator after this fight would hopefully be to get on a main card and be televised. After that, I think once I'm introduced to a bigger audience and people know who I am a little more, then we can start talking about a higher profile fight and then going from there. But I think that with a high profile fight, I'm really only a couple wins off. You know what I mean? I'm undefeated. I'm young, and some of these other guys in the division, especially at 205, like you said, there's a lot of older guys. There's not really too many prospects in the division at all.
And with that said, do you feel like you're kind of the dark horse in the division, just with the fact, like you said, you haven't been on a main card? I mean, the hardcores know who you are, but some of the casual fans, they haven't been introduced to you yet.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I'm always a realistic guy. I'm looking at myself coming into the division. I love where I'm at, but so the dark horse, I think, that just arose in the division. I might be the dark horse people don't know about yet. People will slowly find out. But I think that the young Russian kid that just beat Liam McGarry, he just arose in front of me, you know what I mean, just a little bit. So I'm right behind him, and I think that, we're on a path to collide at the top. But, if it was a tournament, I think we're on opposite sides of the bracket. We're both young, talented guys that are coming up.
Now, with that said, just one more thing on the fight, and I know you're not looking past your opponent here, but would you want sort of a veteran next, like a notable name, something to sort of boost your name value up a little bit? Because that's usually the trajectory of a prospect.
Yeah, if that's what it takes to get onto a main card, then yeah, that's what I would like. I would just like to get onto that main card next. So whoever that is, and hopefully that fight will rise me up the ladder as well. So.
Now, people can't see it here, but I know you guys are playing Fortnite right now. Is that what's sort of occupying a lot of your downtime, or are you getting in any Netflix too?
Yeah, no. So I haven't been on Netflix too much. I play a lot of Fortnite. Add me on Xbox Live at JAY1 and then spelled out 80 and then the number 5. But also outside of Fortnite, I spend a lot of time with my Great Dane. I'm gonna show you guys. I know you guys can hear his collar moving around. He had me a little flustered. This guy is he's only 8 months,
wow,
but he's already
look at him.
140 pounds. If I was to stand him up and get him on his back legs, he's about the same height as me. I spend a lot of time playing with him, and he's smart and growing every day. So
good stuff, man. Well, speaking of growing, we're looking forward to this 205-pound debut coming up here on June 29th from you, man. It's Bellator 201. You guys got to check it out on Paramount Network. Jordan, it's always good talking to you, man. Just remind people where they can find you on social media, and if you got any sponsors or shout-outs, the floor is yours, man.
Hey, so for this fight, I need to thank all my trainers and training partners at American Top Team. I need to thank Bellator for the opportunity, and my sponsors, 8 Man Strong. I need to thank Joe Brammer with the Lead Edge Gym and Aaron Pouncey, as well as I need to thank my management, Janus Sports. I switched over to them, and ever since I've had them, it's been a big plus to my career, and they're making a lot of things super easy for me. So I definitely need to give a huge shout out to Janus Sports. And thank you to you for the interview. And to everybody listening, check me out on Instagram at JAY185. I've been hitting Instagram up to change that. I'm trying to get it to 205, but they haven't got back to me on that. But everybody check me out on June 29th, fighting Jamal Pogues. I'm going to lay him down. That's a fact. There's no stress going into this fight, and I'm looking forward to the future.
What's up, fight fans? If you like this video, be sure to subscribe to see even more interviews with your favorite UFC and Bellator fighters. We've also got coverage at events, including post-fight press conferences and media scrums. And if you like this video, check out the video to my right. It's worth your time.